is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Svenson, and today we're going to be discussing what has happened recently in the crypto market. I've been gone for the past week, but now I'm back ready to go. In the middle of August 11th, I released a video that depicted exactly what Bitcoin has done over the past 1.5 months. And in that video, I said this: so if Bitcoin does extend up into the $50,000 range, we would likely find bearish speculation, a little bit of profit taking, and I'm looking for the 128-day and the 200-day moving average as an accumulation zone before the next leg up. And Bitcoin has done, well, exactly that. And in the last video, we also talked about the importance of the 128-day SMA and what I think Bitcoin's price is likely going to do in the near future. So let's also play the clip from my last video that I released 5 days ago. Here, how low could Bitcoin possibly go if we were going to move into the pattern completion zone of this falling wedge? Well, in the meantime, we may see the price stall from here, head up towards possibly as high as 44,500 for the resistance target. And then if we were going to see another leg down, we might see a wick, a fake out below the $40,000 level and a touch off of about 38,500 at the bottom of this falling wedge. So in that last video, I drew out this depiction, right? So we have this falling wedge pattern, a downward sloping consolidation. And in that video, we discussed a test back up to the top resistance line of the falling wedge, and then one possible test to the downside and a wick below the 128-day SMA to touch the bottom of this falling wedge. And my downside target right now is about 38,500. If we do see prices that low, I'm going to be buying heavily. And I do think that is going to be the lowest price we see for Bitcoin moving forward before the next potential all-time high. So what I'm waiting for now is for Bitcoin to enter the pattern completion zone about 70% of the way into this falling wedge. And what we need to do from that point is maintain this blue 128-day SMA. And I believe that buying alongside the 128-day SMA is probably going to be the best, most optimal opportunity moving forward. So that's really the sweet spot that I'm looking for on the next downside test. We are starting to see a little bit of resistance here, which does make me think that maybe what I said in the last video about this final move down could actually happen, right? It could actually happen, but it's nothing to be scared of, right? It's actually, the lower we go, the better the opportunity, and the better the buy, the worse the sell, right? So you want to be accumulating along that 128-day SMA. Of course, not financial advice. This is just from my experience what is most likely for Bitcoin right now. Right, and there's a few key on-chain metrics that can help us understand when the best buy zone is, how far into this correction are we, and that is the stablecoin flow, right? So right now I'm looking at Bitcoin versus buying power. And if you're looking at the right side here, the red means buying power that has entered the market, and then the green means buying power that is on the sidelines, right? Stablecoins that are on the sidelines, showing that the market is underbought, right? That's the green. And if we're looking at this chart right now for buying power versus Bitcoin, we're sitting in a green patch, which actually means that there's a lot of stablecoins that have exited the market that are sitting on the sidelines waiting to re-enter the market and go red, right? What you'll notice is that every time you get a major red spike, that's during a pump, right? That's usually during a major move up. Even here, after we touched 28.8K, that huge, red spike on this buying power chart, that shows that stablecoins are entering the market. And once again, stablecoins are currently on the sidelines, which means that, when you're in a green patch, right, similar to like the March COVID crash, this green patch here, that's actually a buy zone, right? And also the bottom of the bear market in 2018 right there, we had a major green patch. That's a buy zone, right? So right now we're in a buy zone, guys. We're in an accumulation area, and it's only a matter of time before we start to see that red spike. And that's not the only stablecoin on-chain metric to look at, right? So, and then also the next stablecoin on-chain metric is the Bitcoin versus stablecoin flow ratio the past 30 days. And on the right side, you can see that the green means that stablecoins are actually exiting the market. And usually these green patches come alongside capitulation, right? When people are being scared out of the market, right? Just like that March COVID crash area, after August, that September dump area, right after we touched 42K, this dump area here as well. And then also, of course, when we capitulated all the way down to 30K, we saw a lot of stablecoins exiting the market, that green patch. But what's interesting, and one of the reasons that on this channel we called 30,000 as the bottom, was we saw this taking place. We actually saw the stablecoins, right, this red patch coming into the market, right, while we were sitting at 30,000. And that basically meant that stablecoins were entering the market again, right along that area, right along this area that matches up with that red patch, right? And now we're starting to see this green patch, which is basically the opposite of what we were just talking about, right? Stablecoins are now exiting the market, and that means that this is actually an accumulation area. Every time you get these major green patches, it's on a dump, and it's usually a good buy point, right? Usually a good buy point after these major green spikes. And we're sitting in one right now. But all in all, what it's saying is that this is an accumulation zone, right? This is an area of pretty good opportunity. So regardless of my short-term predictions, right, where I'm talking about Bitcoin coming back to test 38.5K, which, by the way, if you go to the weekly chart, pull up the 50 EMA on the weekly here, the 50-week EMA, 38.5 comes in right along the 50-week EMA. So this yellow line, the 50-week EMA, is actually the same target that I'm discussing here on the daily chart, 38.5K. So if you want an exact target, you look for the 50-week EMA. So again, despite this short-term downside prediction, all of these metrics that I'm showing you are showing that it is a buy zone, right? This is an area to actually start to get a little bit aggressive with your accumulation. And looking at the logarithmic chart for Bitcoin, this long-term upward sloping channel, every time we get above this blue midline, this heart line, it is the final blow off top zone. And you can see that we got rejection here on that blue line in 2019. We got rejection here again just at 65K when we had the Wyckoff distribution. So once we do get a multi-month pump above this blue line, the midline of the channel, that's going to be your exit zone, right? That's going to be your profit-taking zone, right? And we can see that right now. It's more likely that we will get more upside momentum, some upside pressure, because if you're looking at the PUL multiple, right, showing the profitability of miners. Let me just adjust this camera here so you can see better. And if you're looking at this chart, every time the PUL multiple, the profitability of miners gets up to a 2.5, right? That's an area of, at least a large portion of profit taking for the miners in the market, right? Even here, the 2019 peak area, here, the 65K top that we just saw for Bitcoin. So right now, the miners are at a very neutral point. We're sitting at a 1, right? We're back to a 1, which means miners are not sitting on that many profits, right, at the moment. But if we do punch up to 2.5, that is an area of profit taking that you could be looking for. And if we do end up hitting a 5, like here in 2018, 2017, and then 2013, 2014, if we ever get to a 5 on the PUL multiple, that's when you're looking to get majority exit out of this market, right? But right now, my point is the miners are not sitting on that much profits. So, with this short-term prediction, one final downside test, you can bet that miners are probably going to be accumulating down here, and so are the whales, most likely, right? So that's going to be my sweet spot for major accumulation. But guys, that's it. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to this channel if you're new, and also join the Patreon to see my public portfolio if that interests you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.